201. Several documents must be supplied to the university to fulfill certain requirements. 202. Most universities have libraries with digital and physical copies of journals. 203. Art helps us to deepen the appreciation of our world. 204. Education is not just about learning skills for employment. 205. When sentencing, the court will depend on whether the criminal is guilty or not. 206. Family life is difficult for parents who have shift work. 207. The Internet has transformed the nature of publishing. 208. Many important policies need to be made. 209. These researches, data and collections should be analyzed. 210. I'm going to transform my mathematics skills to the classroom. 211. There is no reason to prove that boredom is necessarily bad. 212. Campus tours begin at the library this afternoon. 213. For the small businesses, making profit is the main priority. 214. Literature can be classified in various ways. 215. Every experiment should be repeated to validate it. 216. You shall be studying economies of several developing countries. 217. The university provides legislation for students and staff. 218. Businesses must obey contemporary general regulations. 219. Online courses allow students to work on their own paces. 220. Theater study courses encourage students to exercise creativity. 221. Scientific experiments should be repeated in verifying the results. 222. The key witnesses of the event are factors of your convention. 223. Journalism has undergone many changes in recent years. 224. Fast food has become very popular with many students. 225. Modern computer memory is extended every year. 226. Having snow means no flight can take off or land. 227. Reading widely is an important part of the undergraduate study. 228. There is a point between chemistry and other side of subjects. 229. The cafe house is closed down and the snack machine is still running. 230. Your enrollment information, results, and fees will be available online. 231. The Lecture Theatre 1 is located on the ground floor of the PAC building. 232. Is the hypothesis on black hole rendered moot as the explanation of astrophysics? 233. Anonymous behaviors can be identified without intervention. 234. All students have their own styles of learning. 235. The technology has transformed the nature of society. 236. The university sent exchange students to other countries. 237. Career management is a very important subject. 238. Urban planning emphasizes on efficiency and expansion of community. 239. Experts of the financial department will give the guests a lecture. 240. Students would develop confidence on their ability to think critically. 241. The school canteen sells a large variety food and snacks. 242. The rest of the material was deposited partway down the catchment. 243. The resources cited are not enough for this assessment. 244. Providers of higher education treat plagiarism extremely seriously. 245. History of economics is a trick subject of research. 246. We are researching on the most significant challenges we are facing today. 247. It is interesting to observe the development of the language skills of toddlers. 248. Arteries carry oxygenated blood from the heart to other parts of the body. 249. The Generic Biology Technology Lab is located at the north wing of the library. 250. The timetable will be posted on the website before the class starts. 251. The hypothesis on black hole is rendered moot as the explanation of the explosion. 252. The older equipment has been put at the back of the building. 253. The Genetic Biology Technology Lab is located at the north wing of the library. 254. I didn't agree with the author's argument, but his presentation was good. 255. all sources of materials must be included in your bibliography. 256. The cafeteria is open on Monday and Thursday. 257. The college operates on a system of continuous assessments. 258. Students' papers should be about a current social issue. 259. Renewable energy sources are now used to produce electricity. 260. We have specially assigned staff to help you find appropriate work placements. 261. If you are worried about your work, you should see a study counselor. 262. Before submitting the paper, your thesis must be approved by your. 263. There are lots of opportunities available for the student on campus. 264. His particular interest is in the 18th century French society. 265. The verdict depends on which side was more convincing to the jury. 266. No crop responds more readily to careful husbandry and skillful cultivation. 267. Newspapers across the country have been reporting stories of the president. 268. Globalization has been an overwhelming urban and urbanization phenomenon. 269. Biographical information should be removed prior to the publication of the results. 270. A demonstrated ability to write clear, correct, and concise English is bigotry. 271. Students are so scared of writing essays because they have never learned how. 272. The portfolio is due at the Internal Review Office no later than Tuesday. 273. Our class is divided into two groups. You come with me and the others just stay here. 274. Much of his research objectives are driven by his natural curiosity and instincts. 275. It is important to take gender into account when discussing the figures. 276. If you want to quit the student union, tell the registrar. 277. I've got a tutorial in an hour and I haven't had any time to prepare for it. 278. I will now demonstrate how the reaction can be arrested by adding a dilute acid. 279. Farmers do not always receive price for agricultural goods. 280. Even with a permit, finding a parking spot on campus is almost impossible. 281. The African elephant is the largest living land mammal in the world. 282. Dr. Green's office has been moved to the second floor of the building. 283. Please pass the handouts along to the rest of the people in your row. 284. Conferences are always scheduled on the third Wednesday of the month. 285. Being a student representative in the union really cuts into my study time. 286. Allergy problems do run in the family, but we don't understand why. 287. All the necessary information is in the assignment. 288. We are required to submit the assignments before Friday. 289. All students and staff have access to printers and scanners. 290. All necessary information is in the assignment. 291. Such behaviors are regarded as a deviation of the norm. 292. His particular interest is in the 18th century French society. 293. The baby crawled eagerly towards his favorite toy. 294. The horse galloped swiftly across the open field. 295. The balloon floated gently upwards, carried by the wind. 296. The rainbow arched beautifully across the sky after the rainstorm. 297. The camera clicked, capturing a perfect moment in time. 298. The letter was neatly folded and sealed in an envelope. 299. The elephant trumpeted loudly, announcing its presence in the jungle. 300. The key turned smoothly in the lock, opening the door.